Hello guys, Toy Tell Like It Is. In this video, we are going to expose a huge fraud who talks behind my back on Twitter, calls me autistic, and thinks all my picks are wrong and says that all of them are trash. This guy, Championship Prophet, a.k.a. CaptianoTotti, has a really misleading Twitter name because he goes by Championship Prophet. In this video, I'm going to explain why this guy is not a prophet, why he's wrong normally than being right, and why I am right more often than this guy is, and he acts like I'm a shill, and he says, "Oh, you copied my draw predictions, blah, blah, blah." Well, a couple weeks ago, I explained how the first legs of the quarterfinals were rigged, how it was going to be a Madrid derby. I did make a video on that. You can go check it out. But this joke says that Tottenham's going to win the Premier League, that this tiny club, which makes the Premier League owners no money, is somehow going to win the Premier League this year. It's pretty clear that this guy does not understand numerology and ignores numerology. He's been wrong more often than being right. This guy who fraudulently goes by the name Championship Prophet. Championship Prophet. Oh, he said, it's going to be Canadians, Blackhawks, blah, blah, blah. Blackhawks are out. Pfft. Canadians. Pfft. Who did I pick to win? The Washington Capitals. Looks like they're still in this race. Nice one, Captiano. Oh, the Bulls beat the Celtics, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's pretty stupid because the Bulls are not a marketable team. If you knew how scripted the NBA was, the script was for Isaiah Thomas and the Celtics to come back from behind in tribute to Isaiah Thomas' now deceased sister, China Thomas. The Celtics had to come back, have a feel-good storyline, all in tribute to Isaiah Thomas losing his sister. That's pretty obvious. The Celtics were minus 300 favorites. He thought that Rajon Rondo was going to play in Game 5, but he didn't play in Game 5. And this guy thinks that Roma is somehow going to win the Serie A title over Juventus this year. And you guys don't know. He's a big Juventus hater. He ignores gematria and numerology more often than not. This guy thinks that gematria is a fraud. After all, he believes that Gary is right all the time. Well, Gary isn't perfect at all. He predicted the Red Sox to win the World Series, and then he predicted the Indians to win the World Series. Then he blamed the Indians losing the World Series on a freaking rain delay. Now, Gary's been right on some other picks, UNC, whatnot. He thought it'd be Cowboys over Patriots. It wasn't Cowboys over Patriots, but Juventus is going to beat both Roma and Lazio in the Serie A and the Coppa Italia. How do I know this? Treble equals 62, 62nd Champions League. Juventus wins it all equals 62. And Torino Italia equals 25 in the 25th season of the Champions League. So this guy is no championship prophet. He can't pick anything. And this is CaptianoTotti, right? He's got his YouTube profile picture. This is Championship Prophet. And check this out. Cavs win in 7 versus the Spurs. Warriors are out in the first round. Getty says that Gary the Numbers guy is the truth in all this and that. And somehow I'm a fraud. Well, you see that I'm more right than this Captiano guy, and I'm explaining to you, and I'm going to end this talk once and for all. Chelsea is going to win the Premier League title this year. Let's get rid of this Tottenham crap. This is a Jesuit Tribute. Chelsea is going to win the Premier League title against Middlesboro on May the 8th. The 35th week of the Premier League season. This is a Jesuit Tribute before the 17-18 season. When you think about the 17-18 season, that adds up to 35. And going into the gematria calculator, I'm going to break it to you by the numbers. Chelsea equals 26. Antonio Conte used to play for Juventus, and I am predicting Juventus to win the Champions League title this year. the amount of time between Chelsea winning the Premier League, Antonio Conte, the coach of Chelsea, and his former club, Juventus, winning the Champions League on June 3rd, is a time span of 26 days. Once again, Chelsea equals 26. The reflection of 26 is 62. This is real numerology, people. Now, Chelsea and Gematria equals 53. The site of the Champions League final, Cardiff, Wales, equals 53. 26 days before the Champions League final at Cardiff, Wales. Jan Leach equals 53. Buffon is going to be one of the key tributes along with Paulo Dybala. Now, interesting that Middlesboro and Gematria equals 53, the opponent that Chelsea is going to beat when they clinch their Premier League title. Catholic equals 71 and 35, and Juventus Football Club this year, they technically have 34 league titles, but Inter orchestrated the Scudetto, and they had their 2005-2006 titles stripped from them, as well as their 2004-2005 title was stripped from Juventus. So technically, Juventus would win their 35th Scudetto, their 33rd this year, their 35th overall, when you count those two stolen titles. Catholic equals 35. Now, this is going to be a Jesuit tribute. Chelsea wins the EPL equals 184. Jesuit, the Catholic Church, all equal 84 in Gematria. This is also a tribute to Freemasonry. When you think about May the 8th, May the 8th can be written out as 5-8. That does form a 58, and Freemasonry equals 58. But also the 16-17 football season, 33. Masonic tributes. Masonry, the Masons equal 33. But going back to the Jesuit tribute, Juventus technically winning their 35th straight Scudetto. The amount of time between Chelsea clinching the Premier League title and Antonio Conte's birthday on July the 31st is a time span of 84 days. Once again, Jesuit equals 84. 84 days right after Chelsea wins the Premier League in their 35th Premier League game this season, Catholic and Gematria equals 35. 2 months and 23 days also forms a 223 in numerology, and the Synagogue of Satan also equals the long way, 223. So these are Masonic Zionist tributes. The Pope's birthday is on December 17th. The amount of time between that day and May the 8th is 142 days. 42 coding in there, Freemason equals 42. The time span going back to 16, and 17 add up to 23. Now going back to the Premier League table, 25 wins right now after 33 games. Pope and Gematria equals 25. I'm predicting Chelsea to win their next 2 games to clinch the Premier League title for good. 78 when you add 3 points per win. That also equals 84. It can't get any more obvious than this if you truly understand Gematria. And Mr. CaptianoTotti obviously has a lot to learn. He can learn a lot from this video when I end up being right. He doesn't understand that revenue sharing is beneficial for every single owner. The Tottenham owner makes money when Manchester United and Chelsea win Premier League titles, and Manchester City does. Tottenham not really a popular club. They're a loser club that haven't won a title in over 55 years or a League Cup in 27, 28 years. Pretty pathetic club, if you ask me. But once again, it's rigged by the numbers. I will not be surprised to see Arsenal win. I'm going to predict Arsenal to defeat Tottenham in the North London Derby for 63 points overall, 63 points. The Illuminati in Gematria equals 63. And I will predict Manchester United to lose to Manchester City before they face Arsenal the following week. After 33 games with 63 points, Manchester United and Arsenal would square off for supremacy in the Premier League. Arsenal is still in it. They played 2 less games since Liverpool. 6 points back on Liverpool. We could see an epic collapse from Liverpool to end this season. The number 66 could be really, really significant at the end of the day. And Tottenham, I do not know what's going to be significant about 78 points after 35 games. But overall, when you look at the big picture, Chelsea has won the Premier League already.